Hello and welcome. Now then, the very first thing I'm going to do is I have no idea where I thought 80,000. It was 20,000. So we're going to minus, let's just 81,804 minus 81,804. I'm still not 100% actually, if I'm honest. So I did write it down. I wrote it down in pencil, and you couldn't see it in the dark or in the subdued lighting. I'm not going to say dark. Right, so let's add what we did have. 20,889. Oh, you've not added it. 20,889 minus 867. Minus 867 for the higher lease of the, and we're only going to pay 1/3 of it back. Yeah, one of the scans was legit, in so much as we did already do the field right the way up to the fence, including that. So there's a slither perhaps, which I could have lived with. So yeah, let's do that again. We'll add, it was 517, so we're going to remove 300. That's then showing the spirit of fairness and everything. So now that's a lot more like what we should have. And it's right. The one thing I'd like to do is, yeah, really, I'm going to probably link this next time. There's still quite a bit of work, bit of humpy bits on this that. Yeah, I was looking in editing. I've just come off watching this episode, and yeah, this I am right though. The second you start to smooth, that's going to come straight out. So I might have to live with this section of the field being sort of like not too grand. I might be able to do something just about there, but it's probably better to let the grass grow. That one there is my biggest concern. That we go through it's ethereal, so although it's a bit weird, there are bushes at the edges of the fields anyway, so I'm not really worried. So we've got to grab all of this off the grass, and we are going to need to, oh no, we've got the distributor. Now the other thing is, because it's an Omatana product, it seems to favour the Omatana actual things. Let's get the grass going. I'm not going to time lapse this for once. It seems to have been a lot of time lapses, so let's just get the grass off the fields. This is I'll probably link it later, but I'd just like to at least do that, so that it really was. I felt bad because I looked in at it and thought, where did you get 80,000 from? You'd nowhere near that. It was 20,000. But as I said, I think I got my digits the wrong way around, or whatever. I mean, I was always intending on looking and checking, and as I said, and putting it back afterwards. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's probably the best I've ever done. I did one on Ettingham, like a land bridge, and it was sort of alright, but it is very difficult. The tools they're not perfect. It relies on a lot of skill that you sort of acquire over time, and I haven't quite acquired it yet. I did always say that. There are a lot of content creators. Frithgar is an absolute wizard at doing things like this. And Mr. Silly P likewise is very, very good. I remember seeing one of his Orvellero, and his farmyard was to die for. Really did a very, very good job. Again, being started from scratch. Mind, I've always talk about, yeah, for me personally, it's more about function than it is about prettiness. But that you can't. Yeah, you've got to. People like to see a nice farm. They like to see sheds, and so far we've got none of that on this particular farm. All of our buildings are functional. None of them, not a single shed to our name. It is going to be rectified, but it is, I suppose, in order of importance, you have got to, yeah, really, for your animals and stuff, it really, you've got to have a baseline business to bring in the cash before you start to like think, right now. So I sort of am sort of defending the way that I do it in a way, but I do also realise, I always keep saying, oh, I'm going to do it early, I'm going to do the sheds earlier. Yeah, but the bottom line is there are more important things for you to do. You've got to have like businesses to bring in the cash so you can invest in the farm before. And sort of like, yeah, there's crossovers with productions. You can't just have one production that's not enough. You need one production feeding into another production, feeding into another production, and then in time your business is produce enough of a crossover cash flow that you start to stockpile a bit of cash, which of course you usually spend straight away on another expensive piece of equipment or whatever. But yeah, you get what I mean. It is probably one of the biggest bugbears I have with Start From Scratch. I love the challenge, but it's the fact that other people, it must drive them crazy, like you crazy, because you're like thinking, well, what, you've got no sheds. I think I even had a comment about that a while back, probably from someone who's a new farmer start all the time. But yeah, I'm Mr. Functional. That's, what's my favourite word? I can't think of it. Then I say I'm not really myself, so I'm not making an awful lot of sense. But yeah, I can see there's a bit of a patch. I did have another go. You can see I've really slimmed down the slab of thing, and it's grass there. But there's a couple of patches that I can see that are still not quite right. Well, we have got the cedar right here. It does make sense if we can see a couple of patches that we actually fix that. There's a bit of grass I missed there. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with my efforts, because I've always found this particular free, because using the raise and lower tool is a nightmare. It really is jaggedy. There's no predictability with it. Because if you knew exactly, you can feather it as it do gentle touches, and it's a little bit more predictable, but it's still not perfect. Yeah, there's an art to it, and that's what I'm saying. It's like something that you've got to do often, frequently, and then eventually you do get a little. I'm getting better, I've got to be honest. In my defence, I can see there's an improvement in how bad I used to be and how much better I am than I was. Yeah, I'm certainly nowhere near what I would call good, but yeah, we're going to fertilise and lime this next session. Yeah, the RDMR, it was a little bit strange actually, I've got to be honest. It doesn't cut backwards very well, which that kind of mower is sort of like, I believe, is like a big hover. Now, they don't care what direction you pull them. You can go forwards, backwards, but it may be a game limitation that you can't do that with the RDMR. But it was a bit weird. Yeah, and 5 miles an hour, is that normal for mowing? Or is that just the RDMR? Is that its limit? Let's answer these questions on camera. What does a normal mower? It seemed slower to me. I haven't used it in a long while. Is 12 miles an hour, 13. And we had more than enough, unless it's the little mower. Never thought of that. Yeah, that's 7. That's 9. Yeah, I've always wondered that. Why is the front cutter faster than the rear one? So I'm used, of all mowers, I'm probably used. Now, you see, that is why using that rear mower, actually, a Black Sheep Modding, I always sort of look at the cost and say it's 15,000. It is one of my favourite mowers, and I always go for these ones. But if you do, actually, you are stuck at half the speed of that. So that actually means that's twice as good as that in a way, as a rough thing. Because the 2.12 metre bar is on its own no good without the back one. So that means that's 9 miles an hour. But even so why was that then at 5 miles an hour all the time? Because I could not get that above 5. I mean, 9's reasonable, unless it's the back one. Unless that's a limitation of it's really, really slow. 4 miles an hour. So somehow we actually got 1 mile an hour more. So that, to me, is a serious flaw. So much so that it's going. Yeah, I love it. Its character is phenomenal. But there's no way I'm ever going to put up with that. So we're even on this Let's Play. As soon as we've got a bit of cash, I'm actually honest that I feel now that I've seen how much the Black Sheep Modding difference is, that we should sell those. I mean, that's 9. That's 30 miles an hour. It's an awful lot more, really, when you consider So we've got the horsepower, so it's still only a light mower. Now, so they do vary a lot. I've never really focused on it very much, but that is a serious bonus. So yeah, now I've used the Corto a lot. Wow, most of them are 13. Seems to be the most. Yeah, it does actually. 13's pretty much the standard price of almost all things. So right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to get rid of our mowers. I'm not going to try and get the most for them or anything like that. And I know we're not going to get a lot for them. Right, yeah, we can sell you, yes. And sell you, yes. And do we need it right now? No, we don't. We'll grab that because we have got another field to cut. I do realise that. So yes, but we will trade them in for another one because I was like going around the field and thinking, seriously, is that? Why am I crawling around at 5 miles an hour? Now we know. Was that back mower? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to take that out. It's such a shortcoming. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, for those who they're happy with that type of thing. But to be honest, efficiency is my byword. You hear me chant about efficiency a lot, and it is important to me. And that's inefficient. Of course, it's old. And on the right kind of Let's Play, if you were doing a vintage series like Daggerwind's done, fine. It's absolutely fine. But I'm not. I don't intend to do such either. It's not the way I've ever done things. So, how much did we actually get off these 2 fields? Because we didn't waste not a sausage. Not really. Let's have a look. How much did we get? And the whole reason we're doing our grass is to do this. Because it produces half the amount of, so 62 tons. That's not bad off these little fields, not really. So we want 31 tons of water so that we can make the digestate. And then the digestate, we want to keep the storing of the silage and we want to distribute that. And we want to go to, this is another reason. I mean, I could almost just have the homebrewed productions, you think, but you can't. Not that I'd ever want to get rid of the production shed, but what I mean is it has got this stupendous ability of doing that. So the digestate, and it's, if we are sticking into the fertilizer business, then as far as I'm concerned, selling. That's what I was trying to get. Yeah, we've got a little bit of lime in there, which we know about. Yeah, that will in the hour, that will actually do quite well. So that's where we're going to leave this. No, we're not. I'm not going to say my goodbyes because I'm going to link this. This was just a short session, really. In fact, yeah, there's one other thing I'd like to do. I think the fence got it on. We just want to, yeah, there was a couple of patches that I could see that, yeah, that I can't get that no matter how hard I try. I might actually put a blob of grass down, but there was something that was fairly obvious that you could see. And for the life of me, I can't see now. Yeah, this has got a very strange gear ratio. It's sort of really, no, I think it's here. See it actually, yeah. It's probably how the lay of the land. But I would say we should be able to get it if we're slow enough. Yeah, that's got it. And there's another patch just there I can see. And again, that is probably down to the lay of the land. But I hate fields, grass fields especially, where you can see little patches just on that bit just there. Yeah, it sort of lurches into activity. Yeah, I think that. Oh, not sure. Not sure that I did get it. Let's try it from every angle. Not sure. I don't think that's going to get that. But as I said, there's going to be a bit of smoothing going on as well. Yeah, I don't think that's. See, I know you shouldn't reverse, but just the gaming. Yeah, it's a bit high there. Yeah, because I'd sort of built a mound around that, really. I've got to be honest. There's a bit around that bit there. yeah, it did go straight over that, so it could just be that there's going to be a couple of patches, so we've got to do a tiny bit of painting. And if we have, yeah, like now my finger's on the trigger, but it's like not sort of lured. Ah, no, that did get a patch, I think. That's about it. There's a bit there. Yeah, there's like a second delay before you start to pull off with it. It's really strange. It is a newish mod though, I've got to be honest. I put this in a couple of days before we actually got it on this very farm, so yeah, because I'm used to the Favorite where it's just the 150cc one, whereas this is a little bit more meaty. It's got a lovely engine sound to it, very nice. And I'm a massive fan of the fence. It was absolutely getting filthy though, really was. So yes, we will crack on. Next session we have got the other field to cut, but we need to buy a mower. What I'd like to do though is basically, in fact, let's speed time up. Have we got any water? Yeah, let's do that. Let's make ourselves useful. Let's grab you. Can we? It's true. Is there a bit of a? Because it's like a farm. I know it's a little bit naughty, but we're going through the edges of the forest, I think. Now let's change the view because it's really quite nasty. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful, so we're a little bit close to the edge of the forest. I can see the building I'm aiming for though. Ooh, I think we're going incorrect. No, this is the very farm I'm on about. May have to turn back. Can we sneak behind the... No, that is the edge of the map. It really is. We've actually hit the wall. That is the edge of the map, and I think I've hit a tree. We have. Okay. Yeah, nobody else does things like this. No one else is as... Well, I am a little bit not my normal self as well, so even I probably wouldn't normally do this. Can we sort of sneak... Can we climb the logs a little? It's a little bit naughty, but we are a tractor. Right, now, this is what I was saying about where we came up and realised, yeah, it's someone's house, and then obviously the edge of the map, so that where it looks like more work is going to be done. Yes, it actually wasn't the edge of the map then, was it? But it is if you look on the map. It's almost like, was it one of the Polish maps that I went on? Yeah, you can see that these are, I think these are going to be made into proper things in time, but obviously they've got no number, but you can see there's crop in them. We're actually on the field now, but yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. We could, 26 is real, one of the few that is, and obviously is one of the biggest ones, and a terrible field at that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this because we mentioned it in the last session. So yeah. So was there no water? Mr. Angry, he's a ghost. He's not really there. Let's take this back. Let's just do a bit of a water run, and then I'm going to. It may actually be long enough. Yeah. I wish we could buy the cow fields. I would have actually done that, but mind you, I'm not. I wouldn't. I hate the pastures because you lose the slurry and manure, and I always find those important. Whether you're doing BGA, why am I going to the? Am I hitting something? It could be because it's pushing me to the left, and I'm just trying to angle right. Yeah, it is. Why is that? I'll just be hitting something. Right, smashing. Let's change view again. Let's see where I'm actually going then. Yeah, so I am pleased with where we are on the Let's Play itself. We've come a long way, and I do know how to get rid of those plants now, which that's a bonus. You can always paint afterwards. Right, so then once this gets up to speed, it's an absolute beautiful tractor. It's just that initial, you put, like you put your foot down or you put your trigger down, and it just, like that, lurches and just does nothing, and then all of a sudden bursts into action about a second after you press the button. Which is a bit, you're like thinking, what's happening here? And then I didn't really leave that in a very good position. Yeah, I just like to push the water across. Especially now that we've got the Omatana. Right, let's have a look how much water have we got in. In fact, we could, I suppose, just step out and have a look. We have got 31 tons, so pretty much not a lot. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of this. No, I'd like to sort of show you. Yeah, it's going across on the hour. We'll have a quick look at 11 o'clock, I think, what we just pushed across. Because we only need 30 odd tons anyway, really. So then, has the Omatana now gone blue? Is the real question. And the answer to this question is yes. Oh, it's done exactly what it needed. Which just go to show how, that is amazing. So that's now going to produce the digestate, which will then go to our production shed in time. It's got none at the minute. And then we will sell our solid fertilizer, which again is yet another income stream for us. Well, it's expanding on the income stream that we've already got, basically. We're going to get straw from this. I'm tempted, mind you, we're going to get a little bit of wood chips from those few trees. There was a one red, which that might bring in a little bit of cash, but it's not going to really be fantastic, not truthfully. So yeah, I might allow, because we've got half of it ourselves, to put the other inputs in so that we can at least finish it. Again, another thing that I'll allow to buy from the thing, only things that we're allowed to do like that. I mean, I do the same for chocolate, allow the buying of the sugar, and then I've got to have a meal to make it myself, but I do allow that. So yeah, I'm going to stick to what I've always done. I mean, it's extreme, but yeah, we're not trying to make it so it's impossible to do anything. Well, I think I will say the end. It could just be a 30-minute session, but I just wanted to basically catch up and sort of correct the money thing was the biggest thing, because it really is awful. Yeah, so obviously the other things we do need. Here's a point. When are we actually harvesting this beautiful? It's June, July, but then this has got a different calendar to what I'm used to. Yeah, because I think it's usually July, August. So this is August, September, so a little bit later in the year. So barley's not a bad one. And you can plant it in March, which is unusual. Canola is, now that is isn't that strange? Our oats then are later. Wheat and barley and canola are the early crops. So, red beets are beginning of the year, and now they're a nice early-ish crop, but they're all roughly the same. So, right. So I am going to say goodbye. Yeah, we shall remind myself what was on sale. I do remember that beautiful Massey, and it would be a perfect one for our little farm. But to be honest, with this being small to medium, I think we're all right. But we might get an implement where you think maybe you're not. So yeah, we shall see. Anyway, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.